going to talk about another American symbol. We are going to talk about the Liberty Bell. So we learned about the American flag and why it's an important symbol to American history. We talked about the bald eagle and why that's important. And yesterday we learned about the Statue of Liberty. So today we're going to learn about the Liberty Bell. First, we're going to read a story. Okay, now it's time to read a nonfiction story by Deanna Jump about the Liberty Bell. Now remember, nonfiction means that it's not fake or pretend. It's not made up, it's real. So this story has real information about the Liberty Bell. And we can tell it's nonfiction just by looking at the picture on the cover of the story. It's not a drawing or a cartoon, it's a photograph of something real. All right, so let's learn about the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is a huge bell that is made out of copper and tin. It hangs from a wooden yoke. The bell weighs more than a ton. It is an American symbol that stands for freedom. Can you think of other symbols we learned about this week that also stand for freedom or symbolize freedom? I think all of the ones we learned about stand for freedom. Ooh, a crack in the bell. The Liberty Bell was cast in 1752. It cracked the first time it was rung. The bell was melted down and recast by John Pass and John Stowe in 1753. So the very first time that they rang the bell, it cracked. So what they did was they took the bell, they melted it down, and they remade it a second time. Ooh, I like this picture because you can see that big wooden yoke being used to hold the heavy Liberty Bell. Independence. The bell was rung many times. It was used to announce important events in America. In 1776, it was rung to celebrate the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So it was very important. So they only rang the bell to get everyone's attention to come out and listen to announcements. So when the Declaration of Independence was announced, that's when they had people come out and celebrate. Cracked again. Oh no. The Liberty Bell cracked again on July 8, 1835. This time the bell was not recast. So it was rung again and it cracked again. But this time nobody fixed it, nobody made a new one. They just kept the same one. So that's why the one that you can go visit in Pennsylvania has a big crack in it. The Liberty Bell is an important American symbol. Many people travel to Pennsylvania to see it, but they won't be able to hear it ring. So if you wanted to see it in person, you would have to travel to the state of Pennsylvania. The Liberty Bell used to hang in the middle of Philadelphia, which is in Pennsylvania. And it was in the middle of the town or the city so that when it was rung, everybody who lived nearby could hear it to come out and hear any announcements that were important. Happy birthday. Do you know who this is? Who's this a picture of? Our very first president, George Washington. The last time the Liberty Bell rang was for George Washington's birthday in 1846. Okay. So there's some history about the Liberty Bell. I also wanted to tell you that on the Liberty Bell, there are some words written. I'm trying to see if you can really see it in this picture. It's kind of hard to see. But the Liberty Bell has some important words written on it. And the words are actually from the Bible. So it says, proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all inhabitants thereof. And that's from Leviticus, which is in the Bible. And the reason it says that, what it really means is that liberty or freedom is going to be given to everyone on the land who lives there. So liberty and freedom are now something that everyone who lives there has. So that's why it's an important symbol too. Before we move on to the vocabulary, wouldn't it be neat to hear what the Liberty Bell ring sounds like? I was lucky enough to find it this morning, the original sound of the Liberty Bell. So be really quiet and listen closely. Pretty neat, huh? It has a low, deep bell sound, like a ring sound. All right, so I hope you enjoyed our story. And before you go, let's go over some new vocabulary you might have learned or heard in the story. So that way we can make sure you understand what some of those new words mean. Okay, now we're going to talk about some vocabulary words that you might have heard in the story. Maybe you didn't know what they meant, maybe you did, but let's just review and see if you do know. Ooh, the first word is the word cast. Cast. And what this word means is to melt metal into a liquid and pour it into a mold so that it will harden. Okay, so we heard about a cast. That's what they did with the Liberty Bell. They had to pour it into a bell-shaped mold, pour all that hot metal in there, let it cool down, and when it cools down, it becomes hard. So this is a picture of hot, molten metal. Okay, so that's what a cast is. At least in the story we read, that's what a cast is. Ooh, I like this one. Tin. Tin. This is a picture of a tin can. Okay, the can is made out of tin, and tin is a type of metal. And remember, the Liberty Bell is made out of copper and tin. Do you remember another American symbol that's made out of copper? The Statue of Liberty. She's coated in copper. And later in the next video today, we're going to do an experiment with copper. So make sure you check out the next episode too. Ooh, here's a picture of a really big, heavy truck. And above it is the word ton. Ton. So when someone says it weighed a ton, what it means is an object that weighs 2,000 pounds, which is really heavy. So 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. Okay? So it's something really heavy. The last word is actually 2 words, and it's a name of a very important person in our history, George Washington. He was the first president of the United States of America. So there's a picture of him. We learned about him earlier this year. And he was the first president in the United States of America. All right, I hope you had a lot of fun learning about different American symbols this week. Next week, we're going to be learning about national parks, more American symbols. So make sure you tune in next week. And later today, I'm going to have a great video up with an experiment that you can try at home too, all about copper.